I worked with marble and granite at a very young age. About 12, 13 years old, I was making things with my father at the weekend. I had my own career when I went to Brunel University, so I was an automation engineer. And then about 18 years ago, the company was growing. My father took me into the company, I left my job. And we understood the machinery a little bit better, how to manufacture faster, more accurately. In recent years, I'm more in the office, but for much of my time I've been out in circulation doing surveying, drawings, and production, so I hope to understand all the areas of the business. My name is Salvatore Garuso. I originate from a small town called Acquaviva Platini in Sicily. My father came here a very long time ago to England. He started Classico marble in 1995, so this year we celebrate 21 years of the company. Classico marble employs full-time 38 people. So we have surveyors, fitters and manufacturing staff, and as well as the office staff.
Thank you.
No, he's just a couple of minutes before. About the tax.
She's asking me if it'd be cheaper if she gets another company.
My father selected the name. He wanted something to say that it was Italian or origin. We're proud of that. We work in many places. We work mainly in London, but we also work in Surrey, in the north. We've even done installation in Paris, near Nice, sent tops to Bermuda even. For me, I'm very proud of our organisation. We have a lot of employees, we've got a lot of young staff and a very young management team. So it's really important we got the right attitude. We find a way forward to manufacture correctly with different materials. I'm very pleased with the work we put out for the future. And we have a good apprenticeship programme to bring young people through up through the company for the future. The passion is important, that you like what you do, you enjoy your job, you like to keep everyone happy as much as you can, the staff, the customers, and enjoy it. Yeah, it's important. Ciao Francesca. We were introduced to laminum in 2009 by Enrico, a UK agent. Shortly afterwards I went to Laminum's factory in Sassuolo and we saw the production lines. We was impressed by the investment they made. The company's good, the quality's good and the backup, and the communication's good. We get answers quite quickly. And it's been in the north of Italy, it's easy for us to ship material every week when we need it. For me, the fact that it's made in Italy, and actually made in Italy, not just the name Italy and made in somewhere else, is very important. I'm very proud of where it comes from, proud of my origin, and it's a brand that carries a lot of weight. You know, if you want luxury, Italy's what people want. the new XL size, 3240 by 1620, the size is bigger, there's a bit more flexibility. We have book matching now, which is great. And also the fiberglass is now underneath instead of in the material, so it supports the material during the manufacturing process and transportation, but the customer doesn't see it. Where the customer sits, we remove it just on the edge, so the material still has strength. When we buy natural materials, sometimes the slabs are irregular in size, so you have to buy more material than you need. Sometimes you can't take the piece you need. The advantage with the 3240 by 1620 XL dimension, we know exactly what we're going to get. You know, a material that looks natural, but we can predict the size of piece and less waste than we're going to need. With my engineering background, I understand very well that when you're working with a material, you have to respect the characteristics of the material. If you're a stonemason and you have the idea with laminum slabs, like any other material, you put it on the table, you cut quickly out the door, you don't want to look at the manual, you don't want to invest money to understand the material. And as the owner of the business, you need to check that everyone works correctly at every stage, not just take their word for it, to make sure things are being done correctly. Whatever time you invest, in the beginning you recover, because it puts you in a good shape to work with the material and take projects. If you go back 10, 15, 20 years, a stonemason was a much easier job. Now it's different. In my opinion, we're engineers with stone now rather than stonemasons. Luckily we've got a great team here who want to invest the time to understand the material. Many companies disregard something if it's a little bit more difficult to work, but if you persevere and understand the materials you're working with, it's very good for the future to go forward. The characteristics of laminum are different to other companies. With other ceramics and even other man-made materials, you have a lot of stress in the material. This is a problem for the fabricator, because even if you have to cut around the outside, you cut 15 metres of cutting that no one pays you for, you lose money. Plus, if you don't cut around the outside, there's so much stress that you can break the slab, even break it on the saw or break it later in the process. With this slab here, for example, we just put it on the table, we use the correct disc, we support the slab underneath, good water, good technical data about what RPM to use and which speed to travel. 2 cuts length, 2 cuts this way, and the piece is complete. So if we take this top here, after it's been cut on the saw, we vacuum lift it over to the CNC machine. We make a pilot hole for the hob, pilot hole for the sink. We introduce a router, goes round and creates the profile from the DXF file. Also the hob cutout. We create the polishing sequence. Then it comes over to the masons department, where we put a nice rounded edge around here and around the sink cutout. Very simple. For cutting and polishing laminum, we always use industrial diamonds. So for cutting, we have the right tooling. For the router, a particular tool that always stays sharp. It likes to work hard, the tool, to go fast. And even for polishing, they're diamond impregnated pads. Laminum for us is a product of the future. It looks good, you know what you're going to get. You can order from a catalogue and you can see the picture, there's no defects that the customer could find a problem with. It can be kept outside, scratch resistant, stain resistant, heat resistant, big slabs, book matching. It's also nice to work with. It doesn't have silica, which is very important for the health of the workers. With the quartz materials, we have to protect them a lot from the dust. And the other thing is it's green. It's not cutting up mountains, which are going to run out at some point, and it's not using a lot of resins and other chemicals that are harmful. So it's a good product. It does everything. If I had to sum up Classico marble, in one word, it's evolvement. You know, we constantly change. We don't accept that what we do now is going to be enough next year. We have competitors always increasing their knowledge. So we need to be accurate and always getting better and better at what we do. Even now with a completely full order book, we still maintain a knowledge of customers for the future and try to get into other, projects that might come up so we understand them. We're never satisfied with where we are now.